All right, Sarah, thank you so much for your time today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you thus far. At this time, I would love to hear, in your own words, a little bit about the type of work that you've done. So you have the floor.
So I'm a systems person. I'm an efficiency person. My previous job, I was an administrator in education. I helped create systems. I worked with different document management. I worked with students as well as teachers, as well as people from outside the school or parents within the school. And I was a liaison between both interdepartmental and with people outside the organization. Um, so that was a lot of what I did there. And before that, I was an executive administrative assistant for Loft Home Services. I assisted with payroll. I assisted with any new projects that the CEO wanted to get started, any new initiatives. He would hand it over to me. He'd say, hey, can you look into this? Can you research this? I set up our new phone tree. I changed the way certain systems worked and then trained in when they switched over to local hire. I trained in the new people on the new systems that I had created to kind of jumpstart him from being a smaller company to medium size. Before then, I had worked as an administrative assistant at University of Florida College of Pharmacy for the dean's office. That was an excellent position. I did expense processing. I took care of calendar management, travel arrangements, um, working with multiple different executives at the C-suite level, just making sure that certain meetings were all done correctly, calendars weren't overlapping. I was the face of the dean's office when outside clients would come in, or if a new student was meeting, or if we were hiring new professors. I was one of those people at the door. Hi, welcome to University of Florida. Deciding what their experience was like, being that first smiling face. Um, and before then, I worked at Asian Real Estate. I worked in compliance. I became the head of compliance and changed completely the system that we used in order to process all of our paperwork. We were as close as you could get to digital before HUD itself changed over to digital when COVID started. So we were able to do that with no interruptions. And I also ran accounts payable. I did all the receiving, I did vendor management, I assisted with creating our new contracts. I worked a little bit with the rental side. I worked a little bit with the receivables side. Um, and again, I was the one in charge. Whenever the CEO wanted to establish a new initiative or start something new, he would come to me and say, hey, Sarah, this is what I'm looking for. Can you get me a few details? And I would look into it and I would give him a few options. And then he could just keep thinking big and I could be his main assistant.
I love that. Um, your experience is incredibly impressive because you've done so many different things in different segments. So I feel that we will definitely be able to work with you. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the recording, but don't go anywhere. We've got a few more things to talk
Sounds
about.
good.